Maybe you don't feel like casual sex is an issue for you, and I'm not here to convince you that it is, but I will invite you to question, if you were to place that energy somewhere else, would it open up a space of opportunity in your creative outlets? Do not forget to drink y'all celery juice. Not only will celery give you like a nice detox, but it also is just going to give you like this mental cleanse. I have less than 30 minutes to get dressed and head to this event. I think my thing is falling out. Yeah, it is. It's falling out. I don't know what I'm wearing. The best thing about taking a shower is that you get to think about what you're gonna wear while you're in the shower. When I first moved to LA, I was faced with so many different challenges, and never, not once, did I expect that choosing abstinence would lessen those challenges. I decided to stop having sex for 30 days, and it turned into nearly 3 years because I became so addicted to how I was evolving as a woman. I learned to manage my impulses better, my discernment deepened, and I've grown to just be more patient, all of which was aiding in the prosperous life that I live today. What I grew to understand, though, was the difference between celibacy and abstinence. I was telling people I was celibate, which was not true. Celibacy is a long-term, permanent agreement to remove sex from your life completely. Abstinence is more temporary. It can last anywhere from a few weeks to a few years. And maybe you're waiting into marriage. Maybe you're wanting to focus on something more important. Whatever it is, abstinence is temporary and celibacy is long-term.
How is it over there? It's beautiful. It's very grounded. It's very community oriented.
So each card in this deck is dedicated to a woman or a femme. So on the cards you'll see a portrait, and it's a real person. It depicts their chosen path to prosperity. You'll see affirmations that are rooted in one, self-love, because it's so important that we cater to ourselves. This is the guide card. Also, there's a guidebook with guidance and journaling prompts. There's interested in that modality. I'm particularly interested in making an affirmation journal deck because it's universal. So it doesn't matter your spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs, you can pick it up and resonate with that. Expand the chest through the skull. Hold at the top. Exhale, HA.
When you're on a mission to do absolutely anything in your life, you're trying to stay aligned with a particular goal, your level of self-control is going to determine everything. Maybe you don't feel like casual sex is an issue for you, and I'm not here to convince you that it is, but I will invite you to question, if you were to place that energy somewhere else, would it open up a space of opportunity in your creative outlets? Also, ask yourself, are there other areas that I might be giving myself to that I might not be fulfilled in? Because we're tempted with pleasure and short-term outcomes every single day. And sometimes pleasure and short-term is not the answer. That could be through sex, that could be through substances, food, that could be through music. All of these things determine your level of focus along that journey.
Then when you're ready, use your top hand, press it into the mat to lift your torso into seated position. Since we have a sound bath today, we're skipping Savasana, and we held those poses so we can get our rest. So you can take a moment to gather yourself. Inside of your bag, you have a notebook. You also have a pen. If anything came up, you can take a moment and write it down.
Self-control was the most rewarding for me because after I was able to remove distractions and the things that would make me feel temporarily satisfied, everything else started to reveal itself. I was placed in a different position. Instead of being the one that speaks the most in the room, I became the listener, and I would gather information both heard and seen. When I found myself in situations where I was confused and I wasn't sure what someone's intentions were, I had this full faith in my spirit to guide me, and it never let me down. I've turned down so many opportunities to make money in LA and have meaningless collaborations because my discernment deepened. Having a strong level of discernment keeps you from being placed in jobs or communities or relationships that aren't there to support you. You're able to spot where you're welcome and not where you're tolerated. Even if you do find yourself in those moments, you can remove yourself immediately without question, in full confidence, because you know where you're going and you have a very clear vision for yourself.
That there's a shift with capitalism because we don't control money as much as we like to say that we do. There are other people who make parameters for us.
Something else that I've learned along this journey is that there is no ending to this. You just keep going and revealing different layers of yourself as you go. Once you've come to peace with that, you can start to invest in yourself in other ways without feeling guilty or like you might be missing out on something. Your world of experiences start to expand. There was moments in the beginning of my abstinence journey where temptation was strongly convincing. I was actually starting to become frustrated with not being touched for so long, but once I realized what my reason was for starting the journey in the first place, the bigger picture, saying no was light work. I reached a point where it was no longer desirable because I would rather be fulfilled in my creative outlets to build something long-term versus anything else. Patience will take you places where the majority does not last. That was a really good event. That was a really good event. I feel good. I feel like I smell good. Like, I just have so many essential oil scents on me right now. But the sun is about to go down. The sun is setting. And I'm about to wind down, eat, and play Sims.